Hi everybody, welcome back to my Fleatale finds. I'm back here today with my friend Heidi, and I'm going to show you more of the trays of jewelry that I purchased. Now these items are, some of them are Victorian, some of them have sort of an Art Nouveau feel to them. There's art glass, there's Victorian. This is my purple tray. So let's start. So this piece is called a Victorian sash pin. Look at all of the detail on this lovely, lovely pin. The sash pins were worn around the 1800s. They were used to secure sashes on a lady's hip during the late 1800s when there was a fad of wearing sash pins. They were sort of trying to imitate or emulate Queen Victoria. They wore it around the waist or they wore it over the chest. This is just a really good example. And on these pieces, you'll always find a thicker stem so that it could have gone through many layers of clothing. And this is a wonderful art glass piece. Here's another. Now, even though another sash pin, now even though I would still say this is Victorian, to me it looks almost as though there are sort of some Art Nouveau elements involved. Wonderful look. Again, not, no, this is totally faceted, and these are not amethysts, but semi-precious stones were used as well. Now here's an example of this is a little bit later. This is actually a belt buckle, and the women would wear these, of course, around the waist, attached to perhaps a wonderful piece of material or velvet.
Grosgrain ribbon.
And just a wonderful look. Again, this is lovely Austrian crystal. Just look at all of the sparkle and dimension and wonderful filigree work on this piece.
And you mentioned it's Czechoslovakian, right?
And it's Czechoslovakian, yes, thank you.
There are a number of Czechoslovakian pieces in here.
So look again at the sparkle and the facets in this piece. You just don't see jewelry like this anymore. I mean, I know I keep saying this, but I'm amazed, as I hope you are, in just being able to enjoy the artistry in it. Then these are, so this is more from the 1920s. This is called opaline glass. You can see it sort of looks like an opal as you look at it closer. This is a nice long 1920s flapper necklace with just lovely detail. Then here is another in keeping with our pinks and amethysts. Is this sterling? Yes.
Sterling or
gold plate. Could you imagine wearing a bunch of these together on your shoulder, or even putting them on your handbag if you have a simple sort of handbag and you want to dress it up a little bit? Here's another example. I mean,
that's either Czechoslovakian or Austrian. It's not marked, but it just has the look.
The same sort of feeling. It actually looks like it could be a real stone, a real amethyst. Then here we're getting into, now this is Victorian, and this is gold filled. We're not sure whether these are amethysts or not. We still have to check them. And these look like they're real pearls, culture pearls.
And this looks to me like a marriage, once again.
What is a marriage?
Putting two pieces that didn't belong together originally together. So this looks to me older. This piece looks older. And this chain looks like it's, probably late 20th century.
That's very interesting. Thank you. Then here is, I mean, just look at this one now. So this is Chinese, and this is amethyst. This is amethyst and probably a sterling chain. Thank you. Here's another example right here. I don't know if you can see the detail. As I had mentioned in a previous video, a lot of the things that the talented Chinese artists did is they carved they carved fruits into their work. They carved flowers and fauna into their work, and all of this had symbolism to them. These are just unbelievable pieces. And again, these are actually amethyst, and sometimes you'll see rose quartz mixed in, or jade. These are totally amethyst. Then there's this wonderful bracelet. So these are art glass scarabs. Now these, I don't think that these are the Niger looking pieces, although Niger was very big with including scarabs in their work, Egyptian design in their work. These are pressed glass, wonderful, wonderful detail.
In sterling.
And set in sterling silver. Thank you. Then here is another example of, and when would you say this is from?
1930s maybe? 20s, 30s?
I would say, yeah, I think more towards the 30s. Again, just incredible glass.
And that's,
would you say this is
Vauxhall?
Vauxhall? Yeah. And that this is Vauxhall glass, which is a certain type of glass where the backing is sort of mirrored as opposed to the rhinestones. Just a wonderful sparkle to it. Then here is another lovely necklace. This again is, I would say, 1920s, 1930s.
Czechoslovakian.
As you can see, thank you, sort of the same feel as some of the other pieces. Look at the detail.
Enamel, that has enamel on it.
I don't know if you can see, focus in on the enamel on the jewelry, but then here, let's see. Here is an example of some lovely earrings, and again, wonderful art glass.
These are also marked, actually, Czechoslovakia.
Wow.
And these are kind of special because they have, it's twisted, let me just, okay, untwist it. These have rhinestone screwbacks, little rhinestones set into the metal, and then cut art glass.
That is so nice.
It's actually etched.
Wow.
And they're really beautiful. When the light goes through these, you can see all the flowers.
Kind of reminds me of sort of Lalique glass in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Just lovely color.
Really beautiful.
And then, let me see. And then here's something with cowrie shells.
And that's from the 1950s.
Isn't that interesting? But we sort of put it into this tray because of the coloration on the cowrie shells.
Yeah, the purple.
And then lastly, there's this bracelet. This is definitely 1920s, 1930s, sterling silver. There are different companies that made these. There are some that are not in sterling. This one is, and it's a buckle clasp, or not clasp, but buckle bracelet, and then it's clasped on the side. Could you imagine grouping these in a whole bunch together? And then lastly, in this tray, there are these wonderful pins.
This one is sterling with marcasites. All the stones are glass.
And marcasite is a cut iron pyrite, which lends itself to an incredible sparkle, which is why they were so popular in jewelry, especially from the 20s.
Beautiful.
Oh, and then lastly, for this purple group, there is this necklace.
Probably also, I would think, from the 1950s, maybe 40s.
Right, I think so. I think so as well.
But even, it's made so beautifully, even the clasp.
Great attention to detail and design and color, and that's sort of what it's all about. We hope that you've enjoyed looking at the purple tray and purple pink tray.
And lavender.
And lavender. And I look forward to seeing you with our next tray. Thank you for watching.